Alright, this video is going to have some plumbing stuff in it for you. So the best thing that I found when I'm plumbing my own house is this PEX Expansion Tool. This tool expands this piece of PEX with this little ring on it. So basically, this thing comes with charger, batteries, a little bit of this oil lube stuff here. Keep that lubed up pretty good. If you're not using it all the time, you're not going to have to use it much. These screw on. Comes with 3 of these. So you got your 1/2 inch right here, your 3/4 inch here, and your 1 inch here. That should be enough to get everything done. So anyways, this thing here, once again, you just stick it inside this piece of PEX. So this is a piece of PEX pipe. This is Uponor, something like that. Anyways, usually got to order it. I don't like the stuff they're using at other places. This is all I've ever used. It's only been like 4 houses that I've used it in, but I haven't had any problem with it. So you take this little deal and you put it on here. You take that, it only goes on one way. It can't go on wrong. It'll go on right. And then you stick this little deal inside of here like this, and it expands this pipe. And then you got to be ready. I'm about to waste an elbow. This is painful because I'll probably need this like in a week. So anyways, here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. We'll do a 5. Then you got to be quick. You got to put that on there. And when you put it on there, this comes back around it and clamps it, and it's done. You can't get this thing out of here. That's all it is to it. None of this torque stuff, you know, with this stuff here dripping all over the place when you're sweating copper. If you're going to sweat copper though, you're going to need a good torch. This thing here isn't like your daddy's old propane torch. You tip it upside down, it goes out. This thing doesn't go out. It'll work upside down, it'll work completely upside down. This bottle of gas, I've done 2 houses, so I didn't sweat that much copper. So, and I've been using it to light the grill and everything else. So definitely you're going to want to get one of these. I think they're about 49 bucks. I'll try to put a link in the Amazon or in the comments or something so you can find it. But anyways, that's that right there. We'll talk about that later. I don't like it. So anyways, here it is. You saw it. That's what happens. Now, these fittings come in metal and they come in plastic. I've been using the plastic ones. I think they've been fine. I looked underneath my old truck from 1996. It's got some plastic elbows and stuff on, you know, like this on the radiator, and it's been fine. So you can also get them like this right here. So this is a stub out for the wall. So you would just run your supply line down, put your deal on there, expand it, put that on there, and that's sealed too. Then all you need to do, like you got a toilet on the other side of here, you're going to take out your 1/2 inch, you know, your supply line off of. You would just take and cut the end of it off. And somewhere is an end of this cut off. But anyways, it's pretty simple. Take your little deal, put it on there, tighten it up, twist it around. It cuts the end off. There it is. There's the end. See? Cut right off there. So it's very easy to do. You'll notice on this one here, I cut this off because I didn't get this all the way up to these little knobs here. That's when you're supposed to have it. And this probably would have been fine, but it was a brand new house, and you know what? Just I cut it off and I put a new one on. So, and once you do this, you really can't be reusing these things because you'd have to cut this with a razor blade or something to get it off there. You could probably heat it and fight it off there, but you don't want this little nipple here to have any damage to it, because if it does, it's going to leak, especially like on these metal ones. You know, if you go cutting this with a razor blade and put a cut across there, it's going to leak. So they're almost impossible to reuse. You can fight it off there. It'll take you a long time. You might be able to get it off, but if it ain't perfect, don't use it. They got these little deals here. You go behind the wall. You need to make a bend down, you know, on a wall. You can tuck your PEX inside of there, you know, just like that, and it'll make the bend. Keep you from getting a kink in it because you don't want to kink this line. So that's kind of what's going on there. You'll need one of these. This is a pressure. So you hook up all your water lines, you get everything, and then you air it up. That way you can make sure that it doesn't leak before you put your drywall up. So you'll air this thing up. I took it to 60 psi. I took it actually to 80 for fun, but then I took it back to 60, and it was hot that day. When I came out in the morning, it had dropped to about 50. It was just from, it drops a little bit like that, but then in the middle of the day when it heated back up again, it went back to 60. So I was a little concerned. Anyway, it's a little research, and it's kind of a normal thing with pressure, I guess, that goes up and down versus heat and cold. So anyways, everything was fine there. I mean, you can't really get a leak if this is done right. It's no brains. Now this thing is about 500 bucks, but it's well worth it. Loaned it to my buddy. You know how that works out. Actually came back in perfect condition, and he brought me 2 18-packs of beer, so it was a fair trade. Anyways, he loved it. He had never done much plumbing before, and he replumbed his whole house with it. So you're going to want to get one of these, and if you're going to build a house and you're thinking about doing it, then I would say kind of hunt this stuff up earlier, because I had to drive about 60 miles to get this thing and pay top price at a plumbing store because I needed it and nobody else has it. You don't see them too much at the big box stores. It's kind of an expensive tool that not a lot of people have. So I guess that takes care of that. What you're going to do here, you know, you come out of your wall, you're going to have this. So this would be like going into the wall, into the plumbing for the drains. It's going to have this little deal on it like that. You can get the pipe down to this size, and then you put this inside of it, and that's glued together. And then this thing here, your P-trap from your sink goes inside there, and you tighten this up and it seals it. There's a little plastic ring in there. I don't think I've got one on this. Yeah, there is one there. So anyways, use that. You know, you're going to want to pick up some of this. This is mega tape. It's better than that regular tape that they have. Put it around. If you got a fitting like this right here, you got to put some of this on there. You can put some of this on there. Some people put both on there. I have started to put both on there, and some people say that's wrong. You use one or the other. But you know, I'm going to do what works for me. You can do what works for you. So anyways, these things here, this is my favorite ones here because they come in this, and they got this little protector on them. So this is very important that this doesn't get any kind of dings or anything in it, you know, because it ain't going to seal if it does. So these, I think I ended up finding some of these at Lowe's, but I mainly have used Supply House online. They'll have just about every fitting you could ever want. Rolls of PEX. And another thing, when you get PEX, you want to try to make sure that it's fresh. You don't want a bunch of old stuff. You're not supposed to leave that stuff in the sunlight. It doesn't do well when it's in the sunlight. So keep it in a dark place. That's all I can say. So this house has a crawl space. So when I went to do it, I just went underneath with my lines, you know, my PEX line, and I ran it up through the wall. And I ran about an extra 5 feet up through the wall. That way I'd have plenty of room when I came back to cut it. And they make little brackets, you know, like these little deals here. You nail these up, put the PEX in there. You can nail them to the bottom of a stud or something. It'll hold it up. Just kind of clicks in there like that. That way you can keep your supply lines. I did notice on this house that these supply lines, it's a humid area and the well water comes out really cold. There was some condensation on them. So instead of nailing them right up to the bottom of the floor joist where the insulation rides, I didn't want any condensation. I actually moved them down off of there, and I used some different hangers, and they're probably about 3 inches down from where they were before. So I think keep this separated